What is up, everybody? Welcome into Studio Day Heffrey for your Cowboys content of the day, where we will have at least three main topics. Mike McCarthy is one of them. Damontae Kazee is one of them. Randy Gregory is one of them. And I suppose there's other ones, including Michael Gallup and his return. But we'll start where we start, which is I'm getting a lot of questions from people about Damontae Kazee, Cowboys safety, who was arrested for DUI. And most of the questions are about, do you expect some type of discipline for Damontae Kazee from the league or the team? My initial response is no. People get DUIs all the time, but if there is some sort of suspension or discipline for it, I think it's safety. The Cowboys have the bodies to absorb that, because it would sound like it would be a long suspension, even if there were a suspension. So Malik Hooker would just play more football. Donovan Wilson would just play more football. So I think you're set up to absorb that. And the DUI thing is, it's not tricky because it's pretty clear cut, right? It's bad. Don't do it. And a lot of us know people who have gotten DUIs, and they're not awful people. They're people who made a dumb decision, because people do that, and alcohol can help you make a dumb decision. It's kind of what it does. So I'm not going to vilify. I'm not going to make excuses for Damontae Kazee. He did something that he shouldn't have done, and if he gets held accountable and gets in more trouble than he's going to get in with just a court of law, then so be it. That's the way it goes sometimes. Don't do that. Chill out. Stop it. And also, I'm not going to vilify or pretend that it makes him a terrible person. It makes him a person that did something stupid that's dangerous, can cost you a bunch of money, and can hurt or kill somebody. So don't. But also, people do it. So let's all be better. Chill out. All right? So we'll just see what happens with Damontae Kazee. I don't think that DUIs draw auto suspensions from the NFL, though. So moving on from that, we also have a Dak Prescott thing I want to get to, too, because people are asking about Dak in terms of what does this injury look like? What's going on? Well, he had the MRI, and the answer from the Cowboys and from Jerry Jones is that this is a strained calf and that he'll be able to play. So you have a bye week. Jerry Jones said if they did not have a bye week, he might be a little worried about Dak playing, but they do have a bye week, and so he's not worried at all, is what Jerry is telling us. And so without knowing anything to the contrary, my assumption is that Dak Prescott's going to play against the Vikings, and he'll be fine. No, there's no reason to believe anything other than that, other than total speculation, which I have no reason to do. So Jerry says he's fine. Cowboys say he's fine. He's fine until I learn something different. Next, let's talk about Randy Gregory. Multiple people asking, is Randy better from a 2-point stance than a 3-point stance, or is this just a result of him having a full offseason? Thoughts on if we re-sign Gregory and what that contract looks like. Here's the good news about Randy Gregory. Cowboys defensive end who now has 4 sacks through 6 games and is wrecking some game plans. The best thing about this is that we talked to Stephen Jones before the season began. At training camp, we sat down with Stephen Jones and the G-Bag Nation at 105.3 The Fan, and I thought a big Randy Gregory year was coming, and so we asked him about it, hey, when Randy Gregory's awesome, this is the last year of his contract, what's going to happen then? And his answer was, I look forward to giving Randy Gregory a whole bunch of money. I look forward to talking to his agent. I look forward to giving him a bunch of money. So the Cowboys are expecting big things from Randy Gregory as well, and they have set the expectation that him playing well does not mean he's going to get away. Look, the Cowboys are not cheap. The Cowboys will let players walk that don't do the things that they value, but pass rush is something that everyone in the world values. So when Randy Gregory continues to perform, Randy Gregory is going to be rewarded big time, and if it's not from this team, then you will have plenty of basis to go after this front office, because when you get a pass rusher like that, you do not let them go unless you think, it's the end of the road. And for him, it's not. He is 28 and just finally getting his career going because he had that full offseason and because he's done a ton of work on himself, where Randy Gregory's in the best place. Randy Gregory's in a better place than I am. He's in a better place than the vast majority of people are, I think, when you just talk to him. That is a dude that he knows him. He knows the things he struggled with, and now he is in a kick-ass place where he can be the best version of himself on the field and everywhere else in the world. Randy Gregory's in a great spot, and he's about to get paid, and I believe it'll be from the Cowboys. What does that contract look like? Tell me what the rest of the season looks like. If Randy Gregory, he's on pace for 11 sacks. If he gets 11 sacks, then I bet Randy Gregory is a $12 to $15 million per year player. If Randy Gregory gets 17 or 18 sacks, and does he hit free agency or do they get the deal done pre-free agency? Can he create himself into a $20 million player? I don't know, but it will be considerable money that he's going to get. Mike McCarthy topic of the day. Are you concerned about McCarthy's clock management impacting the Cowboys later down the road in a big game? No, I'm not. I guess I could rephrase. Not any more than I'm concerned about any other team having a clock management thing cost them. I don't know why we've decided Mike McCarthy sucks at this. I really don't. Anytime that there is a clock management thing and then the coach explains what they were thinking and all that, like, it all makes perfect sense and you could disagree with it, but you're like, okay, that's what you decided to do. And I don't think we've had a scenario yet where you're like, oh, you're an idiot. That's just what people have decided about McCarthy, and I don't know why. Bill Belichick in that game only had one timeout in the fourth quarter because they blew two timeouts for no reason earlier. One on like a 2nd and 3 to avoid a delay of game where it's like, what the hell are you doing? Matt Rule, I believe, had no timeouts in the fourth quarter when you played the Panthers. And we nitpick, did coach think it was 3rd or 4th down? Were they calling a timeout to see if they wanted to go for it on 4th against the Patriots? And we're going to pretend that 20 seconds with Mac Jones was going to cost the Cowboys a football game or something. I don't understand the Mike McCarthy hate. In Green Bay, he won a Super Bowl. He went to 4 NFC title games, and we're just trying to get to 1 NFC title game. His run in Green Bay was better than Sean Payton's in New Orleans. I don't get it. If somebody wants to explain to me rationally why there is a segment of people who hate Mike McCarthy, feel free. I can't help you. I love the Cowboys culture. I think whatever he's done, and we don't know 2% of what the head coach does, setting up practice schedules, deciding what they're going to do with each allotted amount of time that they have in the CBA, whether it's in meetings or on the practice field, game planning, implementing the analytics, like the amount of things that he does that we pretend he doesn't is real weird. Mike McCarthy appears to me to be a good head coach. If you think that he's not and you have a valid reason for it, I'm interested in hearing it. But I believe the culture of the Jason Garrett teams was not good. I believe the culture of the Mike McCarthy team is good. So I'm happy. I remember how I wanted a new head coach, and I wanted him to be the opposite of Garrett, and I got that. So I'm thrilled. I like my head coach. Dak leg update. We did that. DWIs. Does Gallup's return mean CD gets to go crazy again in the slot? From Freddie. I believe it does. Best thing about Michael Gallup coming back is right now Amari Cooper with his banged up hammy, ankle, and whatever else. I don't know if you guys heard the sounds from the sideline, but Anthony Brown was sitting there talking to Parsons, and it was after Coop made a catch, I believe in overtime. Maybe it was the fourth quarter on the last drive. And he was like, God, Coop's a warrior, man. And they only named 2 injuries, but just them thinking and saying that, we've been hinting and telling you this. Coop's banged up. He's banged up a lot, but he's banged up. So shout out to him. Getting Michael Gallup back means Michael Gallup can go play the X. The X is the wide receiver who lines up literally on the line of scrimmage, and so a cornerback can be standing this close to him, and they just start fist fighting when you snap the ball. And Amari can go play Z, which gets to step off the line, and you get to be a little more nifty and get your release. And CD can go play in the slot, or Coop can play in the slot, and CD can play the Z. Whatever. You can do whatever you want to do. But, yeah, I think Michael Gallup coming back will, when he gets back, and he is the closest to returning out of the main guys that are hurt, when he gets back, I do think it helps this offense. This offense has been great, and I think they're even better with Michael Gallup. So him getting back is going to be a lovely thing. How comfortable is Kellen Moore with the Cowboys organization? Will they be able to retain him come next season? I know Tony Romo said no. I believe the answer is yes. I believe you can just give him more money, and I believe you can, they've done this before, say, hey, trust us. We know where you're headed. And set that up with Kellen. I believe you can do that. Now, if he's such a hot candidate that every NFL team wants him and every head coach opening, Kellen is the favorite, and by God, he's got choices and he can pick the best situation for him, then it's going to be hard to retain the guy. But I believe you will get to keep Kellen Moore. So we shall see. And finally, people asking about, I'll sneak this in on you, by the way. This is something I saw happening on the interwebs. Cowboys red zone offense last 3 years, not good, right? Bottom quarter of the league, that's not good. Something about that, though, in the 2 Dak years that he wasn't hurt and he actually played, they were 3rd in red zone run percentage and in the bottom of the league at scoring in the red zone. The answer to curing your red zone woes, if you're the Cowboys, it's free Dak. It's the final step. Free Dak. Get in the red zone, throw the ball. Being in the top 3 in red zone percentage or run percentage in the red zone has led you to be in the bottom 25% of red zone scoring. Call the pass plays. Yes! Victory for passing the ball. And somebody asked about Kelvin Joseph. Who knows? Anthony Brown's been better than expected, especially the last few weeks. So don't bank on Kelvin Joseph taking that job this year. Hope for Kelvin Joseph to be ready to impress in camp next year and take that job. Anthony Brown's the guy until further notice. All right, thanks for stopping by. Leave in the comments. What would you like to see? What would you like to see behind me? Got Baby Yoda in. See Baby Yoda? Got some Cowboys. Got some Luca. So I got some new stuff. What would you like to see back there? And where's my artists who can like put my head on a centaur? Where's my guy Ziggy at? I need you to make some things happen. And what you want to hear about tomorrow, leave that in the comments at youtube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh. All right, remember, you have no idea what anybody is going through, so be cool to everyone. I love you. Bye.